Hey, we are live.
I'm still here. I just gotta pop this chicken in the oven real quick.
Hey, hanging with JD is first again. Oh man, good for
What's
you,
up, JD?
JD. AZ is second.
But when did that dude escape from prison? Was it this morning or what?
Oh no, he escaped. He's the one that did the crab walk up the prison walls.
I didn't even hear about this. So I don't know nothing
Oh
about it.
yeah, it's pretty big. It shows the prison shows him actually doing the crab walk up the walls, hands on the foot and feet on the other, and going up and up and up and out.
Holy shit. Yeah, I didn't hear nothing about that.
Hey, Laura.
Pretty wild.
Brings the channel down, Laura. Huh. Your little sister's poking at you again, Justin.
Always does.
Downbound is the Oklahoma Compass 1945 for 11 and 12.
So,
Season this up and then pop it in there and I'm done. Go. Bake.
JD says hopefully it's going to be busier tonight so that he and AZ can stick around.
Would you shut down earlier today or something?
It was so slow this morning. Yeah, we closed down about 9:15 or so, something like that. No, about 10:15. Because we didn't go live until 9. AZ said he just read the burrito news.
Burrito news. What the hell's he
Never
talking
heard of that.
Evening all.
Hey, Dominic, how you doing?
Yeah, all right. Had a warm day yesterday, so that was good.
Ah, okay.
In the 70s.
JD was first in the panel tonight.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
High fives are all around.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly. With that happening.
Laura's not getting very good sleep at night. Is it because of the new bird, Laura, or just an issue?
Yeah, a bit like that. Okay, now I've got the chat.
You know, what might help, Lauren, I'm being serious, is go out and do a walk before.
Yeah,
What?
Like, go and do a nice long walk about an hour or so before bed. Or a couple
Yeah.
hours before bed.
something
Go out,
strenuous.
yeah, burn some energy out. Go out and
I
do
do.
a mile-long walk down the road and come back.
Or what you could really do is jog out and walk back.
Warm milk.
Does that work for you, Dominic?
Yeah, sometimes it does.
You're drinking a lot of caffeine, reduce the caffeine intake.
Yeah, I don't have caffeine.
Laura says, I'm not walking around here at night. No way.
4 p.m.
Phantom Hodges, give her about 15 minutes. Okay, Paul, we're here.
Okay, we'll put the timer on. What temperature was it there, Laura? What was the maximum temperature you had?
Is Laura having some warm weather or cold weather?
Yeah, she's having a. Okay.
Oh, she's seeing
And-
somebody about it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
just be careful of, if they give you medications, just be careful because they're liable to knock your butt out.
Yep. Hey, JDS. Oh, 23.
JDS,
Hey, we beat you. We had 24. Yes, we're finally getting hot weather. 24 Celsius, whatever that is.
yeah, that's like 70 degrees, isn't it? 71, 72?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 24.
I'm not the, I thought I had the
Jeez.
chat pulled up. Right up stop.
Divide that by
The,
2,
Ah, here we go.
73.
What's up, Tim?
Hey,
Laura,
Lance.
JD, David,
That Lance?
JDS, Lance. Why is Lance gray?
Exactly. Is that
Maybe
a,
that's
or is that a
another,
Lance line?
that might be a new account.
Yeah.
well, I just tagged them.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. That doesn't, unless that's like an. Yeah, that's a new account that was just started in February, so I don't know if that's like a burner
Well,
account.
Lance
is
says a
or-
new account. Yep.
Oh, okay.
A burner account.
All right. Yeah. All right. All right. All right.
JDS is here.
Hey,
What's up, Al? How's it going, man?
Al.
Go get the chicken put in the oven.
Yay. Not my normal account. I'll log in from home. Okay.
Well, that's the stupid thing with YouTube is they let multiple channels have the same exact name.
Yeah.
I think they should do that just like an email account. You can't have the same email account.
Hmm.
You should, if there's one drone shots, there should be one drone shots. If there's one Tim Jackson, there should be one Tim Jackson.
Sarah.
Sarah, how you doing?
What sort of chicken are you having? Is it basted, roasted, deep
Not just-
fried?
No, just baked drumsticks.
Oh, okay. Any basting on it or?
I'll probably put some little bit of barbecue sauce on some of it, not all of it, because not everybody likes it.
Oh, okay.
You might put a little Vegemite on it.
Yeah, Vegemite is actually a very good marinade.
I would have to test it out with other, like, I'm definitely not gonna put it on a $30 steak unless I know it's good.
Yeah,
Like, I would get like a little cheapy steak and try, a little $5, $10 steak.
it actually works well with chicken if you want to know.
Now, what do? You just water it down in some hot water or
But
something?
yeah, just slightly water it down, just enough to make it into a paste, and then add the Vegemite in it, just enough, just a tiny little bit, make it into a paste, and then just brush it on it.
Do you
and
put
then let
any
it
other
sit.
seasonings on there or just that?
Oh, you can, but it just, well, if you
Don't
want,
wanna,
the
don't
way
wanna
I've done
overpower
it was just make it into a paste, with just a tiny little bit of water, and then just rub it on there.
hurry up and check it out. What are you talking about, Laura? She put something up in the chat. I don't know. JD freaking spammed the hell out of the chat. So,
Did Laura send you a private message again? And that's what she wants you to hurry up and check out?
I don't know. No, I don't have any messages from her. Did you watch that short I sent you, Dominic? That was funny.
Yeah. Got her.
Sounds like
got her-
Dominic would get a kick out of that.
got her a beauty.
JDS, I don't have your email. Who you talking to?
I think it said JD. Do you still have my email?
Yeah, he's talking to JD.
uh, seems as though I've got a little bit more hard work to do to get people to like Vegemite.
Well, even Tim admitted it was a good marinade, so.
Yes,
And Tim
even
hates
Tim admitted
Vegemite
that.
as much as I do. I'm sure because some things obviously will taste different if you are cooking with it or doing different things with it.
Hmm.
Like how many people won't eat raw eggs, but yet you mix it in cake batter and you don't taste it.
Mm,
And people will sit there and lick the spoons out of cake batter.
yeah.
I remember when I came to the realization I was eating raw eggs one day.
Mhm.
I was like, I just put raw eggs in this cake batter and I don't taste
Lisa.
it.
Hey, Dominic, what you ought to do is write a Vegemite recipe book.
There is one.
Who was LA again? Lisa,
There is
you
one?
said?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while since she's been in here. Tim did, and Tim hates Vegemite as much as I do, so. But he
Mm.
said he has marinated with it before.
They actually sold Vegemite chicken out here for a while. It was a limited edition Christmas thing.
Tim said I think he used it on steaks,
Yeah,
I wanna say.
because of the salt content of it.
Yeah, salty, a good steak, you gotta put decent amount of salt.
Mm. Wait a sec. What's going on here?
David.
I'm with you, David. I've never had it, don't ever intend to have it or try it. Everybody else just go for it.
TJ,
He was in this morning, wasn't he? For
I wanna say he was, I don't know, I wasn't here this morning, so I don't know. But I seen him in a chat like a day or two ago, so.
Yeah.
I think he's off today.
I mean, he's definitely been around a lot.
Yeah.
I
This
can't
time.
think of it. It's been a day or two since I've seen him in a
Yeah.
chat, but he's been around.
Let's see.
Why, is there something going on with TJ I don't know about?
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Laura. TJ was in the chat this morning. He just said hello.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I don't know, cause I didn't watch I wasn't there.
No,
this
I
morning.
was in bed.
Well, Sean got up with me at like, what was it 1:30 in the morning, was like, you wanna start a live or a private live? I was like, yeah, I guess. So I got on there, and David came in, and Tim came in, and them two left, and then me and Sean were on there. Next thing I know, it was like 5 something in the morning.
Holy
Oh
cow.
shit! So I actually stayed up, made myself some breakfast, got helped Sarah get the kids up,
Hmm.
and then I ended up falling back asleep after that.
Yeah.
As soon as it got quiet in the house, I hit my head to the pillow. I was out.
Good.
Huh.
I'm going to nap.
Laura, be nice.
Yeah, relax yourself, Jesus.
Yeah, relax. Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Hey, Steve, welcome. What's new with you, my friend? Anything? Come on and join the fun, Steve.
Yeah, come on and join us.
I had to take Aubrey's Chromebook apart earlier and fix it. That was fun. So we had it for a couple of years now. Well, they thought this whole time, Sarah and her, they had an issue with the charging,
Hmm.
and Sarah thought it was the charging port.
Yep.
But then when I would plug the charger in, the light would start going green. But if you squeeze the middle of the laptop where the keyboard was in the middle, the light would come on like it was supposed to. And I was like, dude, that's some kind of connection issue.
Yeah.
Because you would jiggle the cord all around, nothing. It wouldn't change anything. But the minute you squeeze the middle of the computer, just lightly squeezed it, the light would come on.
Yeah.
So
you
I
might
took
need
it
to
out.
clean
Yeah, I took the back off. I pulled the battery out, disconnected all that, cleaned everything, wiped everything down with alcohol and cleaned it real good.
Hmm.
And what it turned out to be was the battery connection on the board was loose.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
That's all it was?
Yeah, so after I cleaned, once I figured out it was loose, then I took it all apart, cleaned everything, made sure it was all nice and cleaned out. Made sure there
Mm.
was no dirt or anything in there, and I put it all back together
Dirty.
and plugged it in. And it seems to be working fine
JDS
now,
is
so-
watching American Pickers. He has to
great.
go.
Right on time.
Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh, how you doing?
Well, not bad. I was over at my son seeing my grandkids and stuff. So,
Oh, were you introducing him to the missus?
they've already met her.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I dropped her off home a long time ago. I kicked her ass out of the truck quite a while ago.
What's up,
Yeah,
Jonathan?
right.
Jonathan Jackson.
You asked me
Jody,
if I
how's it
really
going?
believe that, Paul.
Yeah. Jonathan. All right. JDS. I see AZ's in there. I'll talk to him. Steve Carpenter. Little Llama Laura. The Adventure Awaits. I'll say that part is a lot easier.
Yeah.
When it-
Corey.
In case I missed anybody. Hey, Corey Mono.
Hey, Corey, how you doing, buddy?
Well, you can ask the question to him there, Paul.
Yeah, Corey, my question was this morning was, are you flying, doing any racing now, or is it the fall series, or when do you go indoor racing?
Mm.
What's up, Jonathan, Jody, Corey?
Yeah.
No worries. Love your work, Jack.
I
Love
know.
your work.
Hey, Jonathan, yep.
Love your work.
I got the video of that prisoner escape. Hold on.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Did you
No,
see him going
sure.
up the wall?
Yeah, here, I'll show it.
Yeah, that one there. Did they catch him yet?
Like a scene from
No.
an action movie.
They're
A
still looking
killer
for him.
human crab walking up a wall to escape prison. But this is no action movie. Surveillance video of Danilo Cavalcante's escape from jail is being seen across America.
This guy was very determined.
He made it look easy. Is he an exercise video? Whatever his workout routine is.
Who would think that's even possible?
He made his move while other prisoners were playing basketball. The wall that Cavalcante scaled in the exercise yard is 2 stories high. Now everyone wants to know, how'd he do it? I spoke with certified strength and conditioning specialist Patrick Raquette. What kind of strength does it take to do something like that?
I don't think it's unheard of to hold yourself up like that, but the fact that he held himself up in a static position and then crawled up the wall, you have to be significantly strong. I do not think the average person could do that.
I tried to do the human crab walk myself.
Throw one foot up, get some pressure against the wall, then we're gonna throw that foot up, right? Not bad, not bad, yeah. So it's equal-
like 6 inches.
U.S. prisons actually hire companies like Parkour Generations to test their security.
Oh,
We've been
wow.
able to find ways around some of their security measures, and sometimes quite simply, as the guy in the video does.
Meanwhile,
actually have
the
a
hunt for
parkour
Cavalcante
company that-
goes on.
that's
hampered
cool.
by the thick terrain
Yeah.
in Chester
That
County,
is cool.
Pennsylvania, 30
I
miles
watch a
from
lot of
Philadelphia.
parkour videos.
Now, the area surrounding the search perimeter is full of dense woods and lots of cornfields. And just to give you an idea of how hard it is to spot somebody in a cornfield, if I walk in here and have my cameraman follow me, I'll have him stop right there.
I'm gonna say, I
I'll
know
keep
how to
going a
fix
few
that
feet,
problem.
And as you can see, it doesn't take long for me to completely disappear into the corn.
Yeah, but what about thermal imaging cameras? That's what my big question
That's
is.
what I was just about to say. Why not have a,
You know, a nice big drone with a thermal
drone?
imaging camera on it, or one or two.
Ooh, no.
Well, there's two
I've solved-
factors they got to
I've solved that
factor.
problem. Where's my money?
Well, there's two factors they got to factor into the fact that he was able to do that.
Yeah.
One, he was pushing up against gritty brick, which gave him probably more traction.
Yeah.
Versus that other guy was trying to do it on a slick pole.
Yeah.
And two, his adrenaline,
Yeah.
because his adrenaline was pumping. You know what I'm saying? Which it will give
Yeah.
you extra strength to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
They're still on the hunt for him, though.
Not to say it was any easier to do that, but I'm saying that that's two factors that I see that probably helped him get up that wall.
Yeah. And why? And he just happened to be the right
Doesn't-
size
The right, how tall he was.
for that aperture opening.
You know,
'Cause I'm
because
sure
a
when-
little 5-foot guy couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I'm sure when he got to the top, he was probably worn the hell out.
Mm.
Because I'm sure that took him a couple minutes to get up to the top. It wasn't something he just didn't. But imagine if he would
Especially
have
going up
slipped though.
2 stories.
Imagine if he would have slipped though.
Yeah.
That'd have been a long, hard drop to the floor.
Yeah.
He won't get away though. They'll catch him. Like me and Paul were talking before the show started. I was like, you know, the 99% of people that escape from prison always follow the same natural thing.
They go back to where they're comfortable.
They go back to what they know. They go back to family members' houses. Dude, they're gonna have marshals on everything. Every family
Except
member's house.
he's an illegal alien that killed his girlfriend and her 6 children, stabbed them to death down in South America.
Yeah. You need to post the link for Steve to come in.
Oh, I thought I did. The hell. Okay, Steve, just a minute.
He might be illegal, but there's some place where he's been at that he's used to being.
Mm.
But he's definitely too far from the border to make it. I don't think I don't think he'd be that good to make it that far. That's a long ass way. Like I said, and it's worse the farther inland you are, right? If you're in like where JD lives in Kansas, think about how
Yeah.
far you have to go northeast, west, or south to try to get out of the United States.
Yeah. And you'd have
Yeah.
to cross the border.
He's in Pennsylvania. He'd be better off going to the coastline and stealing a boat and hauling ass out in the water.
Mm.
Go down to like Cuba or something, you know?
Yeah, what's this? What about a fake DJI fly app? What's that about? Anybody know?
Well, I don't use Android, but I have heard about it.
I've heard about but I just what happens when you download it? It don't do nothing or something? I don't know.
No, it actually asks you for money
Here
to
you go,
unlock.
Steve.
Oh, okay.
Hey, this is your captain speaking.
What? Paul
Yeah.
did into the chat? Oh no.
Plus, you got to watch apps on the Android store because they're not as vetted as well as the Apple store.
Yeah.
And they've found multiple, like the solitaire apps. They actually had the
Mm.
solitaire game on it. They were highly known for having malware all over.
Yeah. But that guy that they're looking for, he's probably going to be suicide by cop by the sounds of it. He's
Mm.
got no so.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got a
good, then we know.
rifle and
But good, then we don't have to waste money putting them back in prison.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
These days, we ain't got time for people like that.
They need to get Sheriff Grady up there. He can find him.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Yeah, he would have been praying for him
Hello,
to point a gun
everybody.
at him.
Good
Hey.
evening.
But if you go to Flight Radar 24 and go to that area, there's a few helicopters flying around that area looking for that guy. You can see him.
Yeah, if it's police, most likely they have a thermal on their helicopter.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Most helicopters for law enforcement have a thermal camera.
You know, there was one of them was a news helicopter.
Well, I'm sorry, Steve, it wasn't up there already. I thought I put it up.
Oh, that's okay. I got your email notification, but I'm working on this computer where I don't have that email
Right.
set up on this computer here.
Hmm.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses.
Yeah, just excuses like that we know. Everybody's got one.
Hey, Drone Shots, how you doing?
Jody.
Oh, my supper should be ready in a couple of minutes. Got to put it in the air fryer.
You cooking
Hello,
some
David.
chicken?
Yeah, chicken nuggets and fries tonight.
Oh, nice.
Chicken nuggies.
The
Chicken nuggies.
yeah.
With a sweet sour sauce on them.
All right, now you lost me. I'm not a fan of sweet and sour. Put some buffalo sauce on them.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know who has really good buffalo sauces of all places? McDonald's.
Yeah.
Their
Yes.
buffalo sauce is delicious.
They only have it here for a special time.
Oh, they have it here all the time, but I always get it when I get the McChickens. And
Yeah.
I actually put a little bit of the buffalo sauce on the McChicken. Really good.
Yeah.
They also had sriracha there for a while.
I don't know what they put in the, I've never really looked into it, but whatever they put in that buffalo sauce is really good. It's got a orange tint to it.
One thing that comes out once a year around here is that McRibs. God,
Yeah.
that
Rib sandwich? That's always sells out.
Yeah.
You can go make your own McRib. Just go to Walmart and get one of those frozen banquet dinners with the ribs in it. It's the same exact rib patties.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Oh, yeah.
just the little rib patty meats that have the fake bone marks in them and grill marks. That's all they are. The banquet, you can't tell the difference
Yeah,
between
you
a
make
McDonald's one
your
and a
own
banquet
fake.
one.
Yeah, you make your own fake grill.
Yeah.
grill
And
McRib,
who's just
yeah.
a banquet isn't making it for them.
I'm telling you, if you go buy a McRib at McDonald's and look at it, and then go to the store and look at the one in the banquet meal, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And
Exactly.
they
I know.
taste exactly alike.
Here, you can get a rack of ribs here, but that's all it is, a rack of ribs. It's not those things that patties with the meat in it, you know. So. Anyway, guys, we're back. I just gotta go get my supper. It should be on the
No,
way.
I already downloaded it, Jody. I gave him my credit card information.
Yeah.
That was a good
Hey.
update that Sean did.
I gave all the kids' social security card numbers to him. I thought that was normal.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, Jody. Trying to put a PSA in the chat and I'm making him being a dick about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So how's everybody doing?
Yeah. Starting to warm up here, so happy with that.
We cooled down a little bit today. Tomorrow will be almost about an 8-degree drop. Now that the hurricane has passed us. In fact, it rained last night. Just cloud cover and light rain.
What Walmart McRib patty? What are you talking about, JD? I've had the banquet ones. That's how I know what I've had a McRib. That's how I know what they look like and taste like. Because
Well,
actually,
all right, this is Sam's Club.
oh, I didn't know that they had one.
You can buy frozen rib, boneless rib.
Well, it doesn't surprise me they have them, but I've never had them though.
Oh, that's good.
But it says not available, not available, not available. But
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, LA. They've White Castle has gone almost nationwide at most grocery stores.
What is this White Castle? It's one thing we don't have here. I think
you
we've
don't have a
got
White Castle.
no. I think we've got five. We've got Five Guys or In and Out Burger here.
Oh, Five Guys is good.
I think it's Five Guys.
Shut up,
Yeah.
twist that. That's exactly what the McRib at McDonald's looks like.
Yeah. No, we have it for a limited time.
Oh, Banquet's got them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The banquet dinner meals, it tastes and looked identical to the ones at
What do
McDonald's.
they charge for that?
I don't know what a banquet meal goes for. I don't know. We had some not too long ago. Somebody,
It looks like about $10 here.
one of Sarah's friends at work cleared out a big deep freezer and gave us one.
Because a
crap.
McRib sandwich only costs you about $5.
God.
I'm sure it's about that, around that
that's it.
cost or a little more.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Lisa, we
because you
got
got
White
the
Castle
mashed
burgers, too.
potatoes and everything else, you know?
Yeah, White Castle is really limited. I mean, being on the West Coast, there's none here, but we've got
Hold
Five
on.
Guys, In and Out.
Is Lisa in Florida?
I think she is.
Oh, yeah, that's where I'm at, because she said Publix and Walmart.
Yeah,
Well, Publix is in a few other states, but it's mainly a Florida
yeah.
Okay.
thing. Yeah, well, yeah, you can buy White Castle burgers at Walmart as well.
They need to go global then.
They're not bad, but they're definitely not the same as getting the fresh ones at this restaurant. But they're not bad though.
I had a friend of mine back in the days when, you know, you could fly with fresh food on a jet. You didn't have to go through all the TSA stuff. He was up back east. He brought 2 bags of those back. By the time we got him here, we warmed them up, but they're not going to be the same, but they
No.
weren't bad.
No, the only way you're getting fresh food hot like that is if you're on a private jet and you can get there in 45 minutes.
Well, since there's no jet that can fly anywhere that far in 45 minutes, I guess that's out.
Okay, there's my supper.
There you go,
There it
nuggies.
is. Oh, delicious.
You betcha. Okay, I gotta go play hide.
I was watching a thing about a guy who was what do you call it for motorcycle clubs and like a probate?
Mhm.
What is it? But anyway, he was one of the members told him that he wanted a burger from this place in San Diego, and they were up by LA.
Mhm.
And this dude actually got on went to a local airport, hired a private plane, flew down there, got the burger as quick as he could, got back on the plane and was back in like 2 hours or so.
If you're on a private
Ju-
plane, you could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, just to get this, you know, one of the bikers that, you know, cause he was a probate or whatever, just to get him his burger that the guy asked him to go get. Like he sent one of the guys just to go get him a burger.
Mhm.
Now Lisa's asking you which part of Florida are you in?
Yeah,
Oh, Winter Haven.
time to fly, I agree. I bought the White Castles frozen out at Sam's Club. They're okay, but in a pinch, but they're not like the White Castles you get at the White Castle restaurant.
Yeah, I'm in Winter Haven between Orlando and Tampa near Lakeland area.
Okay.
Hello, Al.
Oh
How
yeah,
you
for
doing?
sure, JD. I've only had White Castle a couple times. Well, but yeah, it's definitely not the same.
Okay.
Any of the restaurants, it's like you go to In-N-Out Burger or any of the places because the fries are gone before I ever get home because
Yeah.
they don't taste as good by the time you get
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, you gotta
Exactly.
eat them when they're hot and
Yeah.
yeah. Like McDonald's fries. I love McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
Salt, they gotta be salty too.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of real salty stuff, but for McDonald's fries, yeah,
Yeah.
they gotta have some salt on them. And McDonald's fries, one good thing about those is like, say you got like a bad toothache or you get your tongue pierced, anything to do with your mouth, they're easy to eat because they're so skinny and small. You can get them
Yeah.
in between your cheek and kind of just slowly, you know, eat them. They work really good for that. Like when I had that bad abscess tooth, remember about 8 months ago?
Yeah,
I actually ate McDonald's fries one day when I was at work because it hurt to open my mouth. So I just sat there and I would like slip one in on the side of my mouth and kind of chew it on the other side, real easy. And that's how that was the only way I was able to eat that day. 'Cause it was so
Okay,
bad.
how do you pronounce where Laura lives?
No, Lisa.
Lisa, sorry. Loxahatchee?
Lokahatchee? I don't know that area.
Okay. Interesting name.
Let me see where that's at on the map. Not familiar with that town.
I've never seen it someplace on the map.
What was that, Paul?
I
I've
mean,
never seen it on the map before.
yeah.
Now, you've
Oh,
gotta
you
get-
got to put them in a vanilla ice cream or a shake, the hot fries.
Now, what you do is you dip your hot fries in a sundae. You have a sundae.
I wouldn't do that on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday or Saturday. So I wouldn't do it on
Okay.
Sunday.
She's in southern Florida then here, let me show you. She's like down here,
Oh, okay. So she's closer to.
where like TJ and them are at. And I'm
Yeah,
right up
TJ,
here. This is Polk County here. I'm right in the center
Okay.
area, like right there. So she's
Okay.
probably about 3, maybe 4 hours at the most from me,
3 or 4 hours, yeah.
depending on traffic.
We
Maybe
have
2
a
and a half.
Carl's Jr. Yeah, we've got Carl's Jr. burgers, so
Oh, you're not.
that's okay. I've never been, but at least we've got one.
They use the thick cut fries at Wendy's.
Oh, Wendy's is supposed to be coming to Australia soon.
Well, that's cool. We have a place here called Slater's 50/50,
Okay.
and their meat in the burgers are made with 50% bacon and 50% beef.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
And
Now
I'll
you're
t-
talking.
And I'll tell you one thing, you go in there, because what she was saying about the vanilla shake, they put a vanilla shake, and because they do everything bacon, they'll put bacon bits in the vanilla shake. And I thought, oh my God, that'd have to be terrible. It was
Yeah.
actually really, really good.
Oh,
Well, you know they say everything goes better with bacon.
Exactly.
Well, let me
there's
tell
an
you, it
excuse.
is
I'll try
definitely.
and get around to it, Al. Try and get to Carl's Jr. I'll see if I can. I think there's one in the city. I know there's one about an hour from me, but that's in and out and 5 lies.
Five Guys, yeah.
They're calling it 5 lies.
I know. Yeah, but
Trying to
the
look at which
Slater
one's which.
50/50, you go in there and they don't take reservations. So you're standing
I can
outside and
understand
they
why.
always have a line waiting for it.
Yeah, there's a couple of places like that here where you gotta line up. I think we're world champions at lining up for anything. Well, I also think we're world champion gamblers because we would bet on 2 flies going up a wall, I reckon. Yep. It might be. Yeah, I can understand that. Bacon on bacon. Yeah, that's the way. Double bacon.
Next extreme events like wildfires and hurricanes, why has your carbon tax not stopped those things?
Yep.
I'll share you here the ad page for them. Let me reload it.
Slater. Okay. Bacon, burgers, and beer. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Big cheese steak. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, their burgers are huge.
3 B's there.
So how do you get both around?
Bacon, burgers, and beer. It's missing 1 B. No, we're world champions at lining up. You're world champions at moaning.
Hello, Mike. How you doing?
I'm waiting for. We're waiting for Wendy's to come here. What was the other?
Yeah,
There was
well,
a-
Al, they got
another American
TV,
one.
they've got TVs all over the place in there too. So You're in there watching the
Okay.
games. And they got
Yeah,
a
what
nice
kind of-
outside area that with a outside that's covered and the TVs are
garden.
on the wall.
Yeah, beer garden. We've got probably 5 or 6 places. Like a sports bar.
Mhm.
We've got at least 5 or 6 places there, and generally, as we come up to our playoffs in the finals in our AFL game, you can hardly get into these places. They are, thick with 700 or 800 people in there. Especially now, the weather's warming up, and our final series for the AFL has started, and the heat's coming. And then, you get to grand final day, which is 3 weeks' time. You won't find any spot where you can watch it. You've got 100,000 at the MCG, which is a Melbourne cricket ground where they play the game. Then you've got a couple of live sites around everywhere where there's probably another 100, 200,000 people. So you got you got 700,000 or 800,000 people huddled around TVs and barbecues and live sites on grand final day to watch the AFL grand final. So you would have, you got the MCG, which is 100. Then you've got Amy Park, Rod Laver Arena, Federation Square, easily 700,000 or 800,000 people watching that game.
Wow.
And every pub is, wall to wall people.
Yeah.
Every pub in the space of probably 5 kilometers.
Yeah, it's interesting when you go to different countries and you're there, because I know when we were in Ireland, the ones Friday we were going to go out to we were running around all over the place, but we were hungry, so we're going to get something to eat, and went into a pub and figured, well, hopefully they've got some food here, and they did, and they had pizzas that they were making, and the place was just jammed. And I'm going, why is it so jammed? Couldn't figure it out. Well, I don't know what they call it, but in England, they got those real long, miles and miles long horse racing.
Yeah.
Because they were also a betting location. Oh my Lord. There were these little old ladies in these long coats, like overcoats and everything. They'd be in there with a Guinness, and they're just yelling and screaming.
What's the name of that famous race they have? No, it's gone. Can't think of the
It's
name.
pretty good, JD.
I can't think of the name of it, but they've got the All Ireland Gaelic final on as well. That's another one that'll pack people in.
Are still on.
Oh yeah,
Gaelic football is really big over there.
That was a big thing yesterday. Is Spectrum Cable TV here and Disney were fighting, which is ESPN, and putting it on, and right at the last minute, because Monday Night Football premiere was last night here in the States, and they just got it at the very last minute for them to be able to turn it back on.
Yeah, but because the NFL's just started, it's week 1. It usually starts when our regular season finishes, because that's really good. Hi, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Because it gives me something to watch during the summer.
Uh-huh.
Our game finishes, your game starts, and we have cricket during the summer, and we also have the Spring Racing Carnival, which is the Grand National. Thanks, Mark. I could not think of the bloody name of it. I knew it was at Ascot. Yeah, I knew it was the Ascot. Couldn't think of the Grand National. That was the name of the horse race. Yeah.
I can almost bet it was Disney being super greedy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. It's all it was about.
That's good,
There's a guy that I follow, And I'll tell you what, this guy, I came up with a suggestion, and that's what blew me away. Let me get you the name of it. He just, you've got another video that was out today, and I haven't watched it yet. No, I'm just guessing. I don't really remember. It's like WDW Pro, I think is this, but let me double check on his.
Dude,
And what he does is he covers Disney, but he also the other color doing theme parks, and they're talking about that's almost $1 trillion, could be $1 trillion lawsuit against Disney from Florida, and Florida Disney backed off on all the lawsuits except for one, saying their First Amendment right. So, hello, Rob.
Hello. I figured I'd jump in since you were stuck with Justin. So
But he gives a lot of insight. They obviously have connections through something.
I wish that whole thing would stop.
Oh, WDW Pro. That's the name of it. I was right. On YouTube. And he has a group of people that they bring in different shows for different stuff, and they've been talking about that, and you know, how much it's going to bring Disney down. But the one thing in there is they talked about Bob Iger, and how
Mark?
come to find out he never lost his office, even though he left. And the CEO, when it was a setup, is what it was for the other Bob to fail. And they put him through an interview with every single board member on Disney. And then they brought in I can't think of the woman's name that they brought in as a CEO. And no interview, no nothing. They just put her in there. And when the other Bob took over, he couldn't have Iger's the CEO office.
All the games those guys play sometimes.
Oh, it is. And that's the point that was. It says all the stock investors, if they knew what you were doing, they'd drop it like drop the stock like a rock. Well, you don't have to worry about it. It's already 50% of its value since this last administration came in.
Did you see that short of Biden that was going around on the internet of him telling some girl that she was sexy?
No.
I'll play it.
Please don't make me sick.
You're one sexy kid. Don't tell mommy what I told you.
Oh, yes. I have.
Is that real? I don't want to say it is because of all the weird shit these days, but
No, it's real. Because I was watching that
Certainly
live.
looks real.
I was watching the
It
live
does.
broadcast.
that is just creepy as shit.
Exactly.
He says, "Don't tell your mom."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, Laura.
Later, Laura.
Yeah, but they were talking about all the losses, and they did one a while back, and a couple of other ones did a while back, because they had that Star Wars experience.
Yeah.
I could not believe how much that was.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
$5,000 for 4 people?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you got to take a house loan out just to go to Disney anymore. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, you know what they're doing here is they're saying for Southern California residents, and they're advertising even in the supermarkets, $83 or $83 or something when you buy a 3-day package.
Yeah, see, it's, that's why everybody in Florida, you see with the, Disney Pass stickers on the back of their cars, they're
Yeah,
always driving hoopties.
Mm,
They're spending all, after your salary going to Disney all the damn time.
yeah.
mm.
You know how many people I see with like old, just beat up shitty cars and they'll have Disney Pass on the back of the car? I'm like, how the hell do you even afford that?
Yeah.
That explains what they're driving. I
Mm.
see that all the time.
Well, how much would it cost to go on a Disney cruise then? Because you're on there for, at least 4 or 5 days or 7.
Mhm.
Probably significantly more expensive than going on
Mm.
Carnival or one of those guys.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it is. But if you got a whole bunch of kids, it's probably it's a good way to go because it's constant entertainment for the kids.
Yeah, I know somebody that went on. They didn't see their kids for like 3 days.
Yeah.
The kids
And-
were fine.
Yep, the kids were fine, and the couple same way that I know, they loved it because they had time by themselves.
They had time by themselves. Exactly.
Mm.
Well, if you want to go on an adult cruise, they actually recommend Carnival. That actually has less percentage of kids than any other. It
Which
tends to
one?
be a lot more, if you want to party, like hard, not go where a bunch of kids are at, Carnival is the one they
Mm,
recommend to
mhm.
go to. Cause that's the one that not a lot of people bring kids on that one. It's a lot more single and young adults going on that one that
I recommend Disappearing Island on the weekends. Of course, you need a boat or, well, swim about 200 feet. Take your pick.
is that an actual island?
Yeah, it is.
Where?
Was it
Ponce
people
Inlet.
just go-
Ponce Inlet. It's a sandbar that's kind of out in the intercoastal. And it's
Oh,
called Disappearing Island because when the tide's up,
sure.
the island's God. When the tide's down, the island's there. And yeah, all the partier weekend guys, they all go out and land out there, take their boats out there and set up their girls and have a great big block party on the little. It's just a little island.
That sounds like over in Florida off from Hanover Inlet going in there to the river
Mark.
area, all the islands in there, 2 times
Yeah, I was
A
thinking
day.
the same thing, Mark.
Anyways, you can look it up. It's called Disappearing Island. It's
Yeah.
basically a sandbar.
take a look. No, it isn't, Mark, but there are those cruises.
Yeah, there are those cruises too.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I haven't been. I'm trying to debate what to do because I'm looking around because my wife wants to go to Alaska, and we were going to do that back several years back. But
What's up, Donald? I've never been on a cruise. I was
Donald.
wondering
hello,
why.
Don. Yeah, I was 20. How long ago? I was 21 years old when I went on that cruise.
Okay.
I turned 21 3 days before I went on the cruise.
Oh, that was the only last time you've ever been on one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never.
It was
even been on one.
partying good.
Yeah.
I was on a 2-week cruise all the way down to Caracas, Venezuela, and back up. And the only problem is, if I'd have known more about it, there was probably only out of 800 people on board the boat, there was if 35 to 40 people under 25. The rest were 50 and above.
I worked with a lady at Walmart and her husband was retired military and she was almost at retirement when I was at Walmart and she had like 30 some years with Walmart. But her and her husband would go on like 5 to 8 cruises a year. I'm not
Uh-huh.
even kidding. Like they went on a lot of cruises and she knew the cruise industry really well. And she said, you'd be surprised how many multimillionaires and even some billionaires almost live on those ships. Like they just are always on them.
Well,
Like,
they
They
have-
almost make it a home.
they do have that where you buy the suite.
Buy the suite and you own it.
You own it.
Yeah, and she said that there was a lot of money. But her and her husband went on so many cruises, they actually got invited to meet the head of Carnival Cruise
Wow.
and the CEO. And she had shown me pictures of her and the CEO standing together. And they got to go to dinner with him and the captain and all that. Because that's how many cruises they went on. They were big cruisers.
I've got some friends of mine that went on a lot of cruises, and when they more or less kind of kicked back to retire a little bit more, they were going. What they did is they wouldn't plan. They would just go on the last minute for booking and get in, and you can go for like 50%.
Just wing it. Just wing it, right? Those are the
Yeah,
funnest
it's a lot cheaper than booking ahead. And it depends on which line you're going on too, as to how extravagant or where, it's going to be.
I found going on vacation sometimes it's funner to just wing it than it is to sit and try to make a fucking plan everything out to the minute, like
well, most people have to plan around a vacation time that you get off for work or whatever like that. They could do it at any time. And so they'd get advertisements from, it was from Carnival. And I know they'd go to where it would be almost half price and only have to pay for, they'd buy one, get one free on the airfare if they had to fly somewhere. So, I mean, it was a huge savings. And like I say, it all depends on what line you're going on and what you're paying for. Because the one I'm looking for is a smaller cruise ship to where it's whoa, you got ghosts in your room.
Yeah.
It's not the huge cruise ships with all the other stuff. There's no dress up or anything. You're in shorts, sandals. In fact, no shoes are allowed on board the boat when you're in the boat. You have sandals that they give you, and till you get off the boat. But it was ironic because my folks had gone on one years and years ago, and their advertisement was, showing a big cruise ship, and then way out in the distance is, the glacier. This is their glacier. And then the picture comes up next, and this is our glacier. The guy's on the bowsprit, and he's reaching up and touching the faceplate, the face of the glacier. Because there's only like between 100 or 300 people on board these smaller ships, and that's it.
I think they did that on Titanic as well, didn't they?
They got up close and personal, that's for sure.
The hall cut that. But like on the one my parents went on, it was like and it would come on in different ports, and they'd switch it around. Like there was a biologist, a marine biologist, somebody from the Audubon Society and stuff like that were all specialists, and they'd give talks. So when and your tours were all included. So when you go out, these are people that know, really what they're talking about. And very kickback. And on the boat that they were on, I think every room had a veranda.
Close enough, Donald's a chunk of ice.
So they didn't have inner cabins that didn't have any access to the outer.
All external cabins. That's it.
That's where icebergs come from, or glaciers. It's just chunks of glacier that fall off into the water.
Yeah, did you see that thing with Martha Stewart? She was in Greenland, and they grabbed a piece of an iceberg off, and they brought it back in order to put the ice in their cocktails and make the cocktails with the ice, small off a piece of iceberg. Oh man, she got ripped a new one on social media. I'm going, well, what about the vodka company that's up in Alaska? Because there's a company up there that has the rights to harvest icebergs, and they bring it in and they use the water from the ice, well, not icebergs, but the chunks of them for producing their vodka. Yeah, Don.
Yeah, we know.
Tomato.
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 8-month cruise around the world?
Who did that?
Friend of Mark White's.
Wow. What do you do?
Yeah,
with lottery
they
or-
have several of those. I know I saw one that, because once you do a search, online, it's going to bring stuff up again.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember too, that's not an actual 8-month cruise that anybody could buy. That was just them traveling with the ship because she
Mm.
was working for them.
Well, I know the one
No.
that I saw that it was.
No, they sell them. They sell them
three-
around the world cruises.
Yeah, there was
Well,
one.
no, I'm saying, but 8 months though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was one that I saw. It was almost close to 4 months long,
Let me see.
and the cheapest room was $250,000
Yeah.
for the
I was
the
going to say
cheapest.
about that.
Longest cruise.
Well,
No,
oh, what I
curious.
did find
Oh,
out
wow.
is there is a cruise line that'll go all the way from, it's either San Francisco or LA, leaves, works its way down to Hawaii, circles the Hawaiian Islands, then goes down in between to Papeete and everything else, and ends up and going all the way to Australia and New Zealand on a cruise.
So this
See,
is-
I have a conspiracy theory. The whole reason we don't have a transporter is because of the cruise industry and the airline industry. It would hurt their
Yeah.
business too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon
Otherwise, we'd already invented the teleporter.
it makes sense.
I mean, for that long of a cruise, I would say, I mean, that's a lot of money, but that's not a bad price.
Yeah.
That's
I would have
cheap.
I would have pegged
Well-
it at least 100.
Yeah, Royal Caribbean is launching what they say is the world's
65
longest cruise.
countries. This
that
cruise would.
lasts- And this
That's
was back
cheap.
in October, so it's probably gone up since then because this was October.
Yeah,
of
it's probably
2021, so-
120,000 by now.
What
Right.
I would like to know is, does that include everything? In other words, like when they put into port for 2 or 3 days, do you got to get your ass off and go get a hotel room or?
No,
No, I'm
you're on the boat. What it may not include. It probably doesn't include tours or that's $222.63 a day.
I mean, that's not the, I'm sure you can come and go off the ship when they're docked, like you can go out and.
Oh yeah, when you go
experience
into
the local
port.
area, you just come on the ship when you go to bed at night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and plus that, I would imagine that includes all the gratuities and everything too.
No. The gratuities are all on top of it unless it is called for specifically that includes it.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
I'd want free
That's-
food with that.
I know my sister went on the cruise that I told you she'd gone into port over there. The ship came into port for Dominic's port where he shot his video at.
Yeah.
Because she went to Auckland and then they're traveling around the outside of New Zealand and then coming in between. They got blown out that day, so they couldn't go into port when they were in the middle. Then came around and to Tasmania and then over to you, Dominic, and then up into Sydney.
Station Pier.
And the Seabourn line, they're all inclusive. They're a high-end line. I mean, everything to the point. You want some caviar and champagne? It'll be delivered to your room, no cost.
Wow, 274 days. That's a long time to be on a cruise ship.
9 months.
But that sounds like a lot of fun though, man, because you go to a lot of different places.
It said there's 65
where-
countries.
How many countries?
It said 65.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Shit. I mean, think about it. Even if it was 150,000 by today, if you had adjusted for inflation, say 150, right? That's not bad to go to that many countries and travel around the world. That's really not that bad of a price. if you
Well, the
were,
question I have, is that double occupancy, or is in other words, if there's two people, is it
Per person.
No, that's per person.
per person? Okay.
But I'm
All
saying if-
prices for cruise are per person.
if you wanted to go on a one in a lifetime trip and you had a few 100,000 laying around, and it's not a bad option, to be honest with you. Cause it'd probably cost you 3 times that to fly to every country and do
Get
all that.
hotel rooms and transportation. and-
Go rent an RV. and drive around.
See America.
So, Donald, don't act like you're all big and bad. You said the other day you love your wife to death.
Yeah.
There's usually a 50% surcharge for a single occupancy. Yeah, in
Yeah,
fact, the
that's-
cruise ship that I went on, I was really fortunate because it was some friends of the family. She was a travel director, and all she dealt with is cruises in Florida. So when to go to set up everything, before I went, I knew who the cruise director was, who to contact, where to go, what tours not to go on, where to go on the tours, where to go get taxis, where to go. I mean, everything she gave me, like this whole printout sheet. And after our first port, because our first 2 days were at sea, and the first port we went and stopped at, I ended up meeting a girl there and her family, and because we were shooting trap off the fantail of the boat, and they had gone on this tour, and I went on the tour, but to do the same thing and see the same thing that they did, but my way, it was one half the cost, and I had so much fun, and they got back and they were complaining. And I show them, well, I've got this itinerary if you're interested. So the next part, the girl that I met and her brother went with me on the cruise. The three of us got back, mom and dad and the whole rest of their family, because there's a big family that was there of brothers and sisters and everybody that went. And they came back. They were piss moaning and complaining about them. We're just jumping for joy of how much fun we had from that point on, where everybody started going on my suggestions. I said, it's not me. This is from somebody who does it all the time.
Paul, I just used to do a lot of cruises, didn't you, Paul?
I used to go on Holland America, because they were mid-sized cruise ships. There weren't the 5,000 people. There were, 2,500, 3,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And the service is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was the price pretty good?
Well, for that time I went, including the airfare, was $900 a person for a week, 7 days. Now,
How many decades ago was this?
actually, if you look at Holland America, their cruise lines are pretty cheap.
Uh-huh.
You can get a whole week for $600-700 right now. But to see, the thing is, I used to always take an inside cabin. It's a little cheaper than a balcony or
right.
Whatever. But if it's rough out there in the ocean, the boat's doing this, right? And you're tossing around. If you're in an inside cabin and the boat's tossing, guess what?
And the lower to the water you are.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're here, you're in the center of the boat, the boat's rocking, you don't hardly go anywhere, feel anything.
Yeah.
And if you go lay down in the middle of the afternoon, you don't have to draw the shades because there's no windows. It's dark. Yeah.
One of the things that you definitely like, exactly what you're saying in the middle, from the middle to the stern is actually the smoothest ride and as close down to the water as you can get.
Yeah.
You don't want to be forward when you on rough seas. And it was really funny. I mean, as many years ago as that is, the vessel was called the Sun Viking, and it was Royal Caribbean Line, and they had the boat, which was only a year old when I went on board it. It was one of their very first boats that had bow thrusters on it. And to go into ports while you're waiting for the tugs and everything, they didn't have to. The pilot would come on board the boat, the vessel would come in, and our captain was 43 years old, Norwegian guy, and he's up on the bridge, and he's on the wing bridge, and we were right out just below, right next to him, just the one deck below, and he's right above. And you're looking at two vessels like this, and it comes in right in between the two of them.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because when he went in this Norwegian accent, he goes, "Now that's parallel parking." And meanwhile, all these other, and they had stabilizers on board that vessel too. So one rough night we had before coming into there was another ship that we were going from one port to the next. People coming off that ship were awful green looking.
Yeah, I've done about 4 Caribbean cruises, so I like to.
Went out of Miami.
One was out of
Port Everglades.
Yeah, no, 3 of them were out of the Fort Lauderdale,
Oh, okay.
and the other one's over Tampa. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we went to Miami, and then we went to St. Thomas, San Juan. 2 days at sea. Well, the 1 week cruise went to the Bahamas, and then they came down and we met at the first island, then the second island. The 1 week went back, and then we were continuing on.
Yeah, I've been to St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, San Juan, all the different islands. Even down to Rotan, down Honduras. Yeah, been down there, Belize, down off of Mexico.
That's gorgeous. Yeah, because as I say, we were down to Caracas, Venezuela, and then we came back up.
Not sure you'd want to be there now.
No.
With the mess that is that country.
Well, several countries down there, the mess.
Yeah. You American, we kidnap. You're worth money.
Well, even here, you're not hearing it, but I hear it because of local law enforcement and Customs and Border Patrol. The kidnapping of Americans, even on the local border here in Tijuana, has gone up, and they're not saying a word about it.
I do not doubt that in the least.
Yep. But yet I have other friends that go down there all the time. Never have a problem. You just don't look conspicuous. Keep your eyes open, your head rotating, and move along.
Don't look
move
like
along.
a tourist. Look like you know what you're doing. I know.
Exactly.
They won't mess.
And to go down to the other island we went to is we went to Haiti, and that's an island you don't want to be down there at night now.
Oh, no, not that side of the island. It's amazing the difference. The other side versus that side. Because the other side is the Spanish side, which is the Dominican.
Yeah.
That still has trees. Because the Haiti side cut all theirs down.
Yep.
Are they doing a lot of agriculture on Haiti? Is that why they cut the jungle down, or what?
No, fuel.
Oh.
Fire for heating the homes. Literally burned it all down. Cut it all down and burned it all down. They stripped it off. That was the only resource they had. They don't have anything now. That's why it's one of the poorest countries in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Clinton Foundation donated all those billions for the rebuilding.
All the billions to their business buddies who rebuilt
where
it.
did it all go?
Yeah.
And it's called the laundromat. It's kind of like going to a concrete.
Yeah. It got laundered already.
It got put through and it got put in that concrete blender, came back down, and a little bit went this way, and the majority of it came back as clean cash.
Exactly.
And they wrote it off.
Yep. And all those contractors were making millions. And nothing got built. That's a tragedy.
They got on the gravy train.
Well, that was like when we were talking about yesterday with the ships of our own government. I mean, it's ridiculous. They need to just get rid of all the bureaucracy out of there and start running it as a, like I've said from day one, and when I was taking civics back in even high school, I came up with this. You need to run it as a business, as a not for profit, which the government is not supposed to be not for profit. Okay, fine, but you run it as a business, and you know what? You balance your budget.
Yep. That's something we can't do down here. So
yeah,
I'd agree with that comment.
Yeah,
Money
problem
is money is
profitable.
worthless. Money is worthless this day. It's a number in a Federal Reserve computer somewhere. That's all it is. Nothing to back it up.
oh, it isn't. We haven't been backed up in decades.
Yeah, I know.
And the Federal Reserve is
Up and
not the
down.
government. It's a banking system. That's all outside.
The
We don't have
world
anything to
that the
do with it.
world created after the Great Depression so that the
Yeah.
governments could. It's all funny money.
Mhm.
It's literally all funny money.
And that's why now they're pushing in for the digital currency.
Now to be more obvious that it's funny money.
Well, that'll be more obvious as funny money, but the more obvious is is what you call governmental control.
Mhm.
Meaning you go and say, I'm going to go buy a DJI drone tomorrow, Rod, and guess what? Nope, you can't buy it.
So, Steve, a 7-day out of Fort Lauderdale,
Huh?
San Juan, St. Thomas,
He's up
back
there.
to Aspen Key. Okay.
Yeah.
It's $864 Canadian. So that's only about $700 American.
Wow, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
How many days, Paul?
7.
7. Includes for guest 1 and 2 short excursions, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, and a drink package. Included. So, you know.
Well, you gotta
actually
you gotta look at the
fair.
drink package. Is a drink package only one a day, or is it unlimited?
You're
don't-
getting absolutely
it's not a
sloshed if it
problem.
was.
Yeah.
Well, I don't drink, so that's not a problem, right? So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I do. I do, and I want to enjoy myself.
Is that $800 dual occupancy? In other words, are we talking $1,600 or?
I think it's
Yeah, for
1,600
two
to be
people, yeah.
800
Per
each.
person.
This is the drink package, choose from large selection of wine, beer, spirits, cocktail, plus non-alcoholic, such as soda, specialty coffees, and more. With service charges already included for first and second guests in the stateroom. Yeah. So anyways, yeah.
How
that's-
much was that? Did you say 7
What?
something US?
Well, it's about, I don't know, 864 Canadian.
Well,
So-
let's just say 864 Canadian, and you talk
Take
that
it
by
25%.
that's only $123 a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
And that includes all your meals, everything. That's short excursions, everything.
Oh, I know, and you only have to unpack once and repack once. Now the cruises are great. I mean,
Mm.
because there's a couple of lines that I was looking at that do leave all the lines that travel to go up that'll get me all the way up to Anchorage. All leave from Vancouver. None of them leave from Seattle. So I have to go up to Vancouver to start any of the lines up there. And then some of them are just like in the inside inland passages, and then they come around and come back down. I want one that's going to get us, that'll go leaving Vancouver and then hit those inland passages thing and then continue all the way up to Skagway.
You can get one way on Holland America. So you go from, say, Seattle or Vancouver, and it goes all the way up, I think, to Skagway, but then you got to fly home.
Right, and that's fine because we want to go up there to go into the Denali Park and stay up in there for a few days and do something up there and then come home.
Okay, let me see. Let's go to what's Alaska? What they got in Alaska right now? Oh, okay.
Welcome to Paul's cruise service.
Yeah. Well, round trip from Vancouver to Skagway, $1,400. Okay, so from Vancouver all the way up to Anchorage, when you stop at Skagway, $379. Huh?
Mr.
Wow.
JRC, hello, John.
What's it? Here, I'll show you right
What
now.
does it include? Does it include everything?
See, 7-day glacier discovery, southbound. So it goes from Anchorage, Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan. Well, it goes to the glacier too, and inside passage back to Vancouver. Look at this, $379.
Yeah.
What's
Wow.
it include?
Huh?
What does it include?
I have it all available. I have it all. Our best included for guests 1 and 2.
Just tells you how many people are getting off going northbound.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I'd fly up to where we need to go and come back. That's cheap.
379 Canadian. If you're American, that's what, $300 a person? Holy shit.
Now, do they put a port tax on any of that stuff, or?
Well, that usually includes port taxes, but that could be wrong. But I'd have to do more research, but
No, it's like your airline tickets. The gate fees are all in the pricing.
Yeah.
so if you take one of these ones here, okay, this one here, the inside passage goes from Vancouver up to Juneau, Skagway, and back. It's 7 days,
Round trip?
$662 for a week. But it probably cost me that just to fly to Vancouver. You know what I mean?
One date, when is it? Of May 5th of 2024.
Yeah. Excludes an early booking bonus, short excursion, especially dining, crew appreciation, elite beverage package, premium Wi-Fi, and low price guarantee. So, like, like calling America is pretty decent, I think, for going.
Yeah, it is.
But that's on the Nordam. I've been on the Nordam. That's a nice ship. And I've been on the Amsterdam and the Eurodam. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that was just the first page too.
I mean, come on, Steve. You could have had a great tour. You could have bought the USS Enterprise for 1 cent. Now, don't ask me what it would have taken you to get it towed all the way to Alaska. But you could have had your own aircraft carrier for a penny.
Didn't I tell you that? It's a naked cruise.
Well, actually, I landed on the USS Enterprise up in the Bay of Alaska. I was with the pilot. We lost an engine, and they weren't sure about if we could make it. He wasn't really sure of if we're going to make it all the way there. They put out a notification, and I said, "We're going to what?" Because what it was is I was flying with a naval. He was Air Force Reserve, but he was a naval aviator, and what he was doing is he was on the F-14s. He was doing all the testing for it, and these were aircraft, carrier capable. And on the way in, that's where we ended up being.
There you go.
And he sits there and says, "Look for the carrier out there." I says, "Where am I supposed to be looking?" He goes, "Out there. Just look for a postage stamp."
Even as big as those things are, yeah, from that range, it's exactly what they look like.
Yeah, it is. But I'll tell you what, when you do a flyby, it's awful big.
until you're going to land on it. Then it looks awful small.
And it feels like your eyeballs and your guts keep on going. But takeoff, that was another story. In fact,
Yeah, the
in
G-force
fact-
from that is probably kind of fun.
yeah. Well, going through my flight training, we had to go through catapult seat training. And that's
where they shoot you off the front of the carrier.
no, like on land.
Okay.
If you remember, what was the name of that movie with
Not Top Gun.
no, I'm trying to think of the name of it now. An old movie, Officer and a Gentleman.
Hmm.
When they had the Dempsey dumpster and that same type of thing.
I seen this today when I stopped there today. Don't worry, the cat doesn't really like us either.
Yeah, got that problem.
Mine does when he wants his snacks.
Exactly. They're not friendly until feeding time happens.
And then he's looking at me, Mao, Mao, come on, Mao, you know what I want, Mao.
They come up to you and say it's time to eat.
I keep the dry food in his bowl, but he likes to have his snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Dry food, I call them biscuits. They have their biscuits, they have their treats, and then they have the tubes with the.
Oh yeah. I got some of those. I give him those every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, once,
It's a liquid treat. It's a liquid treat.
Yeah. The wet food comes first, and then they get the biscuits to tie them over. And then when they've grown sick of those two, they get a tube.
Yeah, my female, she likes the wet food. The male only eats the dry food. Every once in a blue moon, he'll eat a little bit of the wet food.
Yeah.
But he kind of
Yeah,
prefers the dry food.
Well, our older cat likes the dry food more than the wet food. But they eat both. Yeah. They have their water in a different spot.
Mhm.
And now since the third cat joined, they're eating from all over the place now, rather than I used to put the bowl in one spot. Now you can just put it anywhere. Hey, Joe.
Interesting. Yeah, I have one of those. I guess I would call it a fountain.
Yeah.
But instead of the water dripping, it's a ball. It's a ball kind of thing.
Yeah.
That the water comes up out the center and just sort of runs over the outside part of the ball. So you don't hear it sort of dripping because it's not like a waterfall into the thing. But
those are cool to watch.
Yeah, my male, he likes to drink out of the top of the ball where the water is coming out the top. My female drinks out of the main bowl for whatever reason. It's interesting, their personalities.
Yeah, we've got one. The ginger cat hates being picked up or cuddled, and the other two like it.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul Hodges, I found one here that kind of like what we were looking at. It's a little more expensive because you're paying for it, but you fly to Anchorage, and then from there you catch the rail into Denali Park, and then that does include a 6-hour tour into the park, and other stuff. And then you come back by bus to Whittier, Alaska. Then you board the ship. It starts on the 16th, the 19th, and then the 20th. You're at sea for the one whole day, and you cruising Hubbard Glacier, then to Glacier Bay, then to Skagway, then to Juneau, then to Ketchikan, then scenic cruising over the Inside Passage, and then into Vancouver.
Yeah. But it probably cost, like that trip, even if I paid $500 or $600 for the trip total, it cost me $500 or $600 just to fly to Vancouver from here.
Here's that water bowl I have, Steve.
Oh, that's cool. How big is that? Oh, 70 ounces.
Yeah. I only have to fill it up every couple of days. But they love it because it's running water. It's just, it doesn't make any noise because it's, flowing over the edge of the bowl or the ball back down into the water. But my male likes to drink right there out of the center. And my female drinks over here out of the big bowl, out of the base. It's kind of cute. They have another one from Drinkwell that I thought about. Oh, yeah, here it is. But I heard some of the reviews are like, it's kind of noisy because the water splashes. It's falling out like a waterfall and splashing into the thing. So they're like, it's a little noisier. I don't know. I thought about getting it just to sit it somewhere else. Outside, actually. So if they have one outside, because they spend a lot of time outside. So one for outside, one for inside kind of thing. But that's the water bowl that I have for the catch.
That's cool.
It is. You have to clean the filters or clean the pump out, change the filter. It's not that big a deal. But obviously circulating like that is keeping the water cleaner and not stagnant. And well,
thanks for the heads up on that, Paul. I'm looking at
basically it's
Holland
always
America,
filtered.
some good suggestions.
I tell you, the Holland America is fantastic. Service, I can't believe the service that you get on those things.
Yeah.
Like
you forgot to ask him the important question though, Steve. And that is, how much money is he getting? How much kickback is he getting?
Yeah, really.
Convincing you to go.
Well, I'm gonna do some research on these ones first, but they're cheaper than any of the other ones that I've seen.
Yeah. And
Paul always raves about the service and the quality.
Yeah, for okay, now this is a package deal, okay, from the middle of May, 10 days. This is land and land first going into Denali. So you kind of like that one there. It's $1,500 a person, but that includes because you're paying a big cost for going into Denali.
Yeah, well, and also you go on a train, I think, to go up into Denali.
Yeah,
right?
there and back, and then bus down to the Whittier to the port.
Yeah.
But that's for 10 days, it's $1,500.
But see, their ships are only about 2,500 people, right? So you're not on there with 5,000 people, right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I mean, because like the ones I was looking at were small, of only like 300 people.
Oh,
and
okay.
I mean, you're talking about $3,000 starting price per person.
Yeah.
And that's just the ship. That's not anything else afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like Holland America is the one you ought to check out, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. I'm on their website now. I bookmarked it.
Well, it's funny because like I've been on Caribbean cruises. I was on the one there, and they said there were 72 kids on board. I don't think I seen 10 kids the whole trip. I don't know where the other 60 were.
What was the name of the ship you were on?
Well, there's different ones. Holland America's got different ones, right?
Yeah.
The Eurodam, the Nordam. There's
the Nordam is the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, I've been on it. It's a nice ship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, like I don't know.
They got a lot of damn ships.
Yeah,
Everything ends
all
with
those
damn.
ships go damned. Yep. They all got damn ships. Yep.
Nordam,
Eurodam. There's
Xanadam.
everything. Yeah.
Well,
But
what
you-
we don't know is in speaking Holland, is damn like means something different than it does in English?
I don't know. Beats me. But they all got damn at the end of them. Yeah. But like, like I'd be get up in the morning, get breakfast, you're going down there and you might have a tray with, like, I go to the buffet type style. Anyway, get a cup of coffee, I'm holding it and trying to grab a tray. They'll come over, grab it. Oh, where are you sitting? They'll come over and drop it for you wherever you're sitting. Like take your food over if you want to get something else. And like it just really. Wish I had that.
Some of these are going inland that go into Dawson City and into Whitehorse, inland areas in Alaska.
Yeah. Well,
in
there's
Canada.
Packages, right? I mean, there's some packages that are $3,000, but they're 21 days or whatever.
Well, 2,800, but you're going on because you're going by motor coach all across Alaska and coming back down into Whitehorse.
If you take your pan to the river and get lucky, you might be able to pay for your trip.
Yeah, get some gold.
Get some gold.
Paying for gold while you're there. But I honestly believe too, if I'm right, I haven't read it recently, but there's places where you can go to pan on those trips. You go there and it might be a couple hours there and you learn how to pan for gold. They would give the tourists an idea of what's going on. And they get entertainment on those ships too, like big shows, stage productions on the ship.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, my brother-in-law, both of his girls actually used to be entertainers on the cruise ships for years.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're finding it so cheap. I'm on their website. Obviously, I may have to go to another one, but like the cheapest 7-day inland package I can find is like $919.
Well, there's, I think 19 pages. You go down to the very bottom.
Well, I'm looking at the one 4 of 5, and on the last page, it's even more expensive.
Well, it depends. I don't know. I just went to All America, but I've been on them. They send me stuff all the time, making offers to me all the time because I have what's called Mariner points. I can use them to help pay for the cruise, right?
Oh yeah,
cruises. So, but they send me stuff all the time. What we got?
Wow, they got a 14-day cruise here that goes over to Kodiak.
1945 for 11 and 12.
Kodiak, Homer, Valdez, Skagway, Sitka, Ketchikan, Prince Rupert, and back
How many
home.
days?
It's 14 days.
Hmm.
And a heck of a price, $2,600.
Yeah. You start getting into the more expensive cruises.
Well, you're traveling a lot further, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking for, like I say, the one that'll go up into Denali Park, and they have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because that railroad is, if I remember right, is owned by Princess Cruise Lines.
Is that right? Oh. If you go down to the Caribbean, All America owns Half Moon Key. They have their own. Yeah.
At their own island?
Yeah. Well, all the cruise lines do. They bought these little islands and you just stop there, and all it is a beach resort. There's nothing there. I mean, a few shacks or whatever, but they're all but they're just place for you to go sit on a beach and do stuff. Like you go to Half Moon Key, you can go on horseback and go right into the water along the shore and stuff. The dam at the end of a Dutch name means a dam, same as English. Yeah. And the one that haul in America, they go over to a place by Iceland, and there's an island there that people don't see a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables and stuff. They always stop, anchor offshore, and go in with tenders, and they take in pizza, apples, oranges, bananas, and that give it to the people.
Huh.
Every time they go through.
Well, Iceland's a very expensive place too to live or visit.
And I don't know, was it November? Diane's going to Holland herself, I think, again. But that's a cheap thing for her because all she has to do is pay for the airfare. And she
You go where?
Yeah, the Holland.
Holland?
Yeah, she's got friends in Holland, so all she has to do is pay for airfare.
Wow.
And you know, she might throw some gas on a vehicle while she's there, or take them out for supper. But I mean, that's her whole trip is just the airfare because they fight over her down there. There's about 3 places she goes to. They're all fighting those who Diane's going to go stay with first or second, or.
Anyways, I think I'm gonna take off, guys.
Okay.
Alrighty,
You
Ron,
all have
take
fun.
care.
You have fun with your cruises.
Yeah.
There we go. And before I go there, I'll have to
What are you
decide if I
seriously
get a new
looking-
drone or not.
Yeah.
What are you seriously looking at going on a cruise now?
On a cruise, you had to take my wife to do something like that. And that's one of the options. The other option is my sister lived in Germany for almost 16 years. And that's another place that we were thinking of because her ancestry is coming from Austria, Switzerland, which I have some of the same ancestry there. She would like to go see that. And if we did, go with my sister and, because then we got connections when we can get over there, not so much because we wouldn't be inconveniencing the people there, but meet up with people there that I know that have come to visit her and they're friends of hers the whole time she's been there.
Right.
I would have to say, in my opinion, if I had to choose, I'd rather go to Germany.
Yeah.
Go
Do a
what?
little European. I'd rather go overseas and do a little European travel
Yeah.
myself.
Well, I've been there I've been to Rome and to Lebanon and to the Middle East. I've been there, so I've got a chance to see some of that. But to see the other parts of it, I mean, without a doubt, Switzerland, Austria. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Every
Well,
picture you see.
that's the benefit, Steve, of being in the military. You get a chance to see a little bit of the world.
Yeah.
The 2 Asian countries I would like to visit is South Korea, Japan. And
Hey,
then I would like to
how you
go
doing?
check out a lot of the European countries.
Well, Japan, you better start saving up to buy another house in order to go over there.
Mm.
It's
Hello,
so
Bill.
expensive.
You can go over there and get a free house. But they have such a weird housing market over there.
Mm.
You know, they people abandon homes because for some reason it's more expensive to renovate a house over there than it is to just let it go. And then there's banks that actually give away houses for free, but you have to fix it up.
Well, also
Weird.
over there too, it takes 2 generations or more to pay off a home over there.
Mhm.
2
So
generations
weird.
of family.
Because one guy was over there.
Taking
lives
off,
over there.
Dominic?
No,
You
no, I was
waving
just
at-
saying
oh.
the Bill,
What's up,
Atlantic
Bill?
Adventure.
Oh, hello,
Anybody else I
Bill.
missed?
But I will point out with Japan, it's a similar time zone to Australia. They're 1 hour behind me.
Yeah.
But
And the
it's just-
funny thing about going from Melbourne to Narita is you go straight up, straight north.
Straight
They're all
north.
Same latitude, which I think's funny. You're going that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching this guy that lives over there and he was talking about the housing market, and it's just a weird housing market they have over there. And the guy actually got a house from this bank and they gave it to him and he had to do some renovations to it.
And it's a tiny place.
I know Diane, she flies into Amsterdam, but the people she goes visit are about 2 hour drive away.
Yeah.
But at the airport, she goes downstairs, catches a high-speed train, and she's there in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like $5 a euro or something to go.
Yeah.
If you were going to drive it, it'd cost you about $50 in fuel.
Yeah. But that's the funny thing about Europe. You can travel. You know, I think it's funny with Europe that if I go from Melbourne to Perth, which is what, 2,000 miles,
Yeah.
I'm still in Australia. You do 2,000 miles in Europe.
Oh, could you be already in Russia?
That's one thing I can't understand, because I've lived in a really big country to go something that's really, you know, like a postage stamp.
Mm.
It'd be like driving Tasmania.
What is that country? Liechtenstein? Isn't that only like 13 miles across or something, that whole country?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the smallest countries in the world.
Well, Diane, when they were in Amsterdam, I think they went for an hour, 2 hour drive, and they went to, I think it was Germany or whatever's close by there.
Yeah, heading south.
And came back.
As I said, that's what I can't get around my head, because you're on the phone, Steve. What I can't, you know, I just can't get my head around the fact that you can go from London to Moscow, and you've gone through, you know, 5-6 countries. In Australia, I go from Melbourne to Perth, which is about the same distance. I'm still in Australia.
I know.
Melbourne to Perth's nearly 3,000 miles? Takes a day and a bit to get there, a day and small change.
Well, that's
Melbourne
about we're a little less than that from coast to coast. We're 2,700, I think it is.
Yeah.
Longer, wider.
That's what I'm saying, cross.
Yeah.
Melbourne to Darwin. You went the straight route, which you can't. It's about 4,000 kilometres. It'd be about 5, because you'd have to go from Melbourne to Adelaide to Alice Springs. And then from Alice Springs, you've got to weave your way to Darwin. But in terms of just fine. It's
Flying,
it's 4.5 hours from Melbourne. A flight is 4 hours, 45 minutes from Melbourne to Darwin.
So the fattest part of the United States to go from one side to the other is 3,045 miles. That's like the fattest part, because you know it's different.
Yeah.
Because
So Canada,
of the shape of it.
Yeah, so Canada is 4,700 miles, 7,560 kilometers wide.
Big.
And 6 time zones.
And a half a time zone when you get over to Newfoundland.
They do a half time zone over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It blew me away.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's not much you can do from the United States as well, though, Dominic. I mean, you can go up to Canada, you can go down through Mexico, but who wants to fucking do that? And there really ain't a lot of countries down South America that are very appealing to go to either.
Well, you know, I have relatives that live in Guatemala, and I'll tell you what, I went down there with my uncle decades ago, and it's some beautiful country. I mean, beautiful.
Oh yeah, but
there's a place called Lake Atitlan, and what it is a dormant volcano that fell in on itself, and then it formed a natural lake, and it is, I think it's almost 1,900 feet deep at its deepest point in the middle. You want to talk about the bluest blue water you will ever see in your life.
Yeah, I'm just talking about governments and countries the way they ran. There's a lot of them down there I wouldn't go to.
Well, now with the cartels in action down there, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. First, you got to make it through Mexico unscathed, and then, like I said, there's a lot of sketchy countries. Not that they're not beautiful looking; they're just sketchy countries down there.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is we have such a beautiful country, and so many things to see here. People just have not been around to see the beauty that our country has.
Oh,
itself.
dude, I know people have never been out of the state they live in. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
In their
But I was
40s, I'm
reading
like,
an
what are you
article
doing with your
here.
life?
But I just reading an article here. Canada is the world's second largest country after Russia, but it's stretched across 3.8 million square miles, which means the UK could fit into Canada 40 times.
It's about the size. What the UK is about the size of our backyard.
Yeah. That's the Tasmania.
Yeah.
Well, that's just no different than going to Ireland, same way.
Yeah.
And then
Or
Australia's a lot.
Iceland.
But then Australia's a lot like Canada, you know, like 80% of their land's not even inhabited.
No.
86.
You know, it's
I
not
think
even touched by people.
What was that, Dominic?
I think it's 86% uninhabited.
That's what I'm saying. There's a vast, vast spread of Canada that's not touched either because everybody, like 90% of their population lives down by the border of the United States all the way across.
Well, wait a second. It's inhabited,
coast.
but not inhabited by human beings. Let's
Yeah.
define
Well,
that.
that's
a
what I'm
little
saying.
bit. There's these things called huge spiders, deadly snakes,
Big ass bears.
Yeah, we got the drop bears.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're very similar in the way that they kind of hug the coastlines in Australia.
Well, I think half of Australia's population is in two spots.
Because if you guys look at your maps on Google Earth, you guys really do hug the coast all the way around pretty much.
Yeah, well,
For
there's
the most
14
part.
people when you add Melbourne and Sydney together.
How many people there?
14 million in two spots.
Well, that's a drop in the bucket. We've got
I know Florida would be.
that's a third of what we have here in California.
I can't wait to see what Florida's population is with the next census. God, we've had to have gone up at least 10 million.
Well, they've got that yearly update. If I remember the link, if I can remember the link, I'll send it to you. It gives you kind of like an annual thing of how many people flowing in,
Estimated.
flowing out.
Yeah, because I know Florida, man, we're probably not too far behind California anymore in population. I mean, we're probably not that far behind you
We're
guys.
40 some million. I forget what it is.
Because I think we were at around 30 million with the last census. But
Well,
since the big migration of people the last 2 years.
That completely wipes Australia off in terms of the whole of Australia. Well, Tasmania's only got 500,000 people.
Oh, we
South
were only at 20.
1.5, and Western Australia, which takes up 45% of Australia's land mass, has just over 1 million.
So with the
Well,
last census, we were only at 21.
I was lost. You're okay. This is what date? This is population by states ranked by population 2023. It doesn't give it what it came up as. California, we're at just about 39 million. Its growth rate is down by 1/3%.
Wonder why.
Yeah. Texas is the next at 30.5. Florida is at 22,661.
They're just shy of Australia.
Yeah, because I think Florida took over. I think we were fourth at one point, and then we took the third spot. I remember them saying something about that not too long ago.
And David's up in Arizona to 7 point, almost 7.453. They're up 1.28%.
That's 7 million is about what Melbourne has. And we're growing at an exponential rate.
Lot of breeding going on up there. Is that what's going on?
Well, it's because in terms of the beauty and the facilities we've got down here, people are moving from Sydney.
Oh, you're just having people move from one part of Australia to the other.
Yeah. We've got a lot of people moving north and moving south.
Don't you guys have a high Asian population moving there though?
Yeah. But in my area, it's Indians and Greeks.
Hmm.
Whereas in New South Wales, parts
Mhm.
of West Sydney, Cabramatta and that area, it's a high Vietnamese population.
Yeah, Justin, you guys have had the lowest, highest growth rate at 1.87% when Texas is
Oh,
number
dude.
2 of 1.57% year over year.
I'm
You
going to
should
say,
see
I
the
don't understand people would move to Florida.
you could see the construction rate down here. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, people are leaving here, and you should see the construction here. It's ridiculous.
Like the
Well,
amount
I'm-
of construction going on down here in housing complexes is
Oh,
insane.
it's apartments.
Yeah, they're going up at an alarming rate here. You know, they finish one, it's fully sold, and they start building another one.
Like, so we have Carlton Arms, the biggest apartment complex we have in our town. It's a mile from the front gate all the way to the last apartment in the very back of the complex.
A
Now they're
mile?
Yep, and they're building another one back behind there, and it's supposed to be 2 to 3 times bigger than Carlton Arms. And these
Yeah,
aren't
we've
cheap apartments. These are
one here.
kind of high end.
Yeah, we've got one here that's a whole one city block, and they've just finished, and it's they filled it, and there's another one going up too.
Yeah, but
Look,
it's a
as-
mile from the front
happening
gate
a
to the last apartment.
And how many units there, Justin?
Honestly, I have no idea, but there's thousands in there.
Okay.
But it's all gated and it's got.
Oh, so it's a
security
whole
guards.
community. It's a whole community.
Yeah, like they have a security guards at the gate. You have to have a reason to be in there.
We
It's
have
not like Section 8 apartments or nothing. It's,
no. We have that. It's a place just inland from here called Coda de Casa. Don't know if you ever heard of it, but
no.
General Lyons, which is Lion Home Builders, he had one of the first private homes out there, and he was always welcome to accept visitors coming up. If he was home, his flag would be up. You have the U.S. flag flying in this front yard.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
No, what I'm talking about is apartments. Is they're dropping like 309 units on. I want to say just over 4 acres of property. 309 apartment units on 4 acres of property. And that's including parking structures, that's including landscaping, that's including the recreational facilities, everything.
But this place has 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom apartments, and they also have a crap ton of condos that you can rent. And they
Right.
have up to 4 bedroom on those.
I had to convert that into square meters.
Oh, okay.
So it was 16,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the front gate is. Oh, where is the front gate?
Yeah, we've got one of those here. It's
But
further
yeah,
out.
I mean, it's freaking huge. It goes
Yeah,
all
we're-
the way back here.
Community in Sanctuary Lakes, which is
Where's the
about
golf course?
out of the suburbs.
They don't have them, but they have like 5 or 6 locations.
Uh-huh.
Carlton Arms does around Florida. That was Lutz, but they have, like I said, there's another company building one right behind Carlton Arms, and they were estimating it to be 2 to 3 times the size of Carlton Arms. It's gonna be massive. And they're already back there building it. Like, it's just, there is no free land anymore. All the orange groves are getting bought out. Everything's getting bought out.
Yeah,
They're redoing all the infrastructure's completely getting stripped and redone with new shit. They're replacing light poles, telephone poles are all now going to metal poles.
yeah. We're
Um,
making new suburbs. We're making new suburbs.
If you drive through our city, it's very clean looking, like all the light everything looks new and clean and it's pretty well maintained. But it's gonna be the size of Orlando or Tampa in about 5 years, if not less time.
Now,
With the
there's a
amount of-
place that we would go to every year for our general managers meetings called Saddlebrook Resorts up by Tampa.
Oh, there's some
Eh,
big resort places up there.
Yeah, and General Schwarzkopf, he was another one that was over there. There's 300 private homes as you enter the community, and then there's two private, well, there's two, what do you call them? They're designed by pro players.
That's the
And then they
general-
have the tennis academy there. And back in the day, that was Pete Sampras's home court.
Schwarzkopf, oh, man, if we could bring him back.
Storm and Norman.
Like I said, if we could bring him back, dude.
Yep.
That
I'm
man knew
with
how to
ya.
run the military. Not that frickin' petty ass, what's his name? Oh, what the hell's that general's name? That jackass, Millie?
Which one?
Millie?
Millie?
Yeah, he's a dipshit, dude. I can't stand him.
Every single one
Schwartz-
of them up there need to be gone.
Schwarzkopf, though, man, that dude did not play, but he loved his men, anybody below him.
Yep.
He had the most respect for his men, but he
Yeah.
was a hell of a general. I'll tell you what, Desert Storm, dude, he ran that almost flawlessly. Not to say there wasn't problems, because there's always problems when it comes to war, but that's a campaign that size with that many moving parts, dude, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, Paul, I'm gonna take off. I forgot I was gonna go for coffee and forgot all about it.
Okay.
So
All right,
anyway,
I'll see you later.
catch you guys later, eh?
Okay, we'll see
Take
ya.
care, Paul.
Yeah, we'll see you in the morning.
All
Thanks
right.
for the trip.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, when you looked when Schwarzkopf, though, man, he just had that demeanor of him, like, don't fuck with that dude.
And like
Right.
you said, he protected everybody below him, and he wouldn't take no shit. You were gone if you were causing a problem.
Hmm. Yeah, he wouldn't have been all like Millie. Oh, we got problems, whining and complaining. Yeah, like Millie, though, he just doesn't have that same demeanor with me. Like, I look at him as a joke, but Schwarzkopf just had a demeanor of you give that man his respect.
Mhm.
Like, he just came off like that.
This is the place that we used to stay at over there. Share this. This is it. It's called Saddlebrook Resort in
Ooh,
Tampa.
that's nice.
Oh,
I've never seen
This
that,
pool, I'll tell you about this. This pool's open 24 hours a day.
mm,
but- Oh, wow.
Then the golf course comes right in. This is the 18th. Well,
18th
this
hole.
this isn't here, but the 18th green comes up on the other side over in here. Got the course. Beautiful area. Of course, they have the two prestigious courses there, and these units are like what do you call them? Kitchen units. I mean, fully refrigerator, kitchen cops, everything is in the inside of every unit.
Does
But-
anybody actually own units in there, or are they just
People
strictly
people
vacation?
do own it, but the resort is there. But this pool here is 500,000,
Oh.
500,000 gallons of water in this pool.
That's a nice pool, man.
And it's set up and all these turnouts like here and here and here. They're set up for playing water volleyball.
sports.
For volleyball, playing volleyball in the pool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's
They're
some
not-
nice
they're not- they're
resorts
not-
out by,
They're not
By
deep
our-
at all.
there's some really nice ones out by Orlando as well.
And I'm not going to say this is like a 5-star. This is probably, I would say, more like a 3.5, 4-star, but it was a beautiful place.
Oh, you know how hard it is to get a 5-star rating anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's one hotel in Dubai that actually has a 6-star.
Yeah.
I think that was like I think there's only
sale.
like one or yeah, I think there's only like one or two hotels in the whole world that have a 6-star, and I think Dubai's got one of them.
You know what's ironic is Disney, when they were building Disney California Adventure, and I was there working the whole entire time, they built the Grand Californian Hotel there, and they were striving to get a 5-star rating at this hotel. And you know what happened? The room size, because it's got to be averaged, was 2 square feet short of the minimum necessary in order to get a 5-star rating. So they were unable to get a 5-star rating on the resort.
I mean, you could be happy with a 4-star, but yeah, I could see Disney throwing a big fit about that.
Oh, the hotel though is gorgeous. It is beautiful.
That's like 5-star restaurants, you know, that's not easy to come by. You know?
Oh yeah, I know.
That takes, there's, you know, only a handful of those around the world as well. There's a couple, I think there's a few, I think there's a handful of them in Vegas. Cause I want to say Ramsey's, restaurant in Vegas is 5-star. But he also pays $250,000 a year minimum for his chef, so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's why I used to laugh when people would watch, MasterChef.
Mhm.
Oh, why is he picking on those guys? Like, dude, he's giving them $250,000 salary. You don't expect a man to demand perfection? I
Yeah.
mean, come on now. I like Ramsey. I love watching him. He's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I consider him like the goat of cooking, man. Everything he makes just looks freaking phenomenal.
Yeah,
And he gives credit where credit's due too.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like that place in Texas he went to, it was just a little mom and pop barbecue place in
Mhm.
Texas. And he gave them all kinds of just, you know, gratification, saying that it was some of the best barbecue he ever had. And
There you go. There's a picture of what it looks like in the park. There you see the Matterhorn over here.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
And then let me jump over a few spots here. It's a all craftsman style. This entrance, which I'll show you a better entrance, came out of one tree, every piece of it.
Mhm.
But it's all craftsman style, you know, the whole entire place. But what I want to show you is the headboards and everything, the detail that they had to it. But their main reception hall, that is just unbelievable. Get through these real quick because it's just showing the hotel room.
Hey, Justin, are you good with being the host?
Yeah, why are you taking off?
I got it. Yeah, I got a ship I'm gonna go try and catch.
No, you go. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Well, take care, Paul.
Hey, you too.
Oh, damn.
There's the entrance. That's all from one tree.
Holy shit. That must have been a big ass tree.
An old growth redwood that they got the approval to cut it down because it was going to get ready to start to die.
Wow. Oh yeah.
That's the entrance.
Was that a Northern California redwood?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're lucky they got the opportunity to get that because those things are highly protected.
Oh yeah. But here's like looking into one of the lounge areas.
I want an entrance like that in my house. Now that car out there, is that just a display car that they had out front?
Actually, that's one that they use for weddings.
Oh.
What I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Now there is the grand entrance and the entryway, and it's shooting from one end to another. So this is the main lobby, and then it goes up all the way around. So you walk all the way around all four sides. Now this floor pattern here, that is all different types of stone and marble to make that pattern. That is not carpeting. That is stone. The whole entire inlay of that whole entire place.
That's crazy. A lot of money right there, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. And that's a gate you can get out to go in and out into the park.
Almost sounds like an old train station feel to it right there.
Well, it's kind of like what is it called? Frank Lloyd Wright, style Craftsman.
They got a Disney cruise ship on display.
Oh, the one there that they had, yeah.
Yeah.
You're watching that. Now here's the Grand Ballroom, and here's the coming up here with all the stonework. And
Yeah, it
now
kind of gives you like a really old fancy type hotel you would see in an old movie
Mhm.
kind of vibe to it.
Now I was wrong when I said that. The center section here, this is carpet, okay? Follow my where you follow these lights going through here to here to here,
Uh-huh.
and it goes around. The rest of it on the outside is the stone and marble, and it's all color coded, and that pattern matches right into the carpet.
Wow.
Oh, it's beautiful. And of course,
Yeah, I
all
love
the Disney features that are in there.
I love the stone work there where as the pillars. It's nice.
Are you looking on the back, or are you looking on ours?
What?
You see the staircase?
Oh no, I was looking at the oh, that's nice.
That's what I'm saying. The woodwork and craftsmanship that was done on here is phenomenal. And this is just a lobby, elevator lobby area. But their stuff is all craftsman style. It's well done. And there's the main lobby, and they have somebody in there on the piano all the time playing, so that sound just echoes all the way through the whole entire grand lobby.
Yeah, it almost has like this like gothic cabin mix to it.
Yeah.
Like kind of a gothy look, but like a cabin of woodsy look at the same time.
And there's more the
like that.
craftsman look with a little girl there smiling. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I'll
Yeah,
get
it's
out of
really
here.
nice. Yeah, Disney's just too damn expensive anymore. to
Oh, I
do
know, it's
anything.
ridiculous. The only reason, well, my wife had gotten reservations there was because her sister and brother-in-law worked for Disney at the time, and she was able to get discount on room rates for them. And my wife took her daughter and stuff. This was the day before, or maybe it was the weekend before her wedding, and they went there.
Yeah, we get we've been here for what, damn near 10 years, and we've never been to Disney. We've been to Disney Springs because that's free to go into because it's just a bunch of shopping, like restaurants and like shopping. It's like a shopping center with a bunch of restaurants and stuff.
That's like downtown Disney here.
Yeah,
at the
they call it
resort.
Disney. That's what it used to be called here, but then they changed it to Disney Springs now.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's that we've been to that, but as far as going to Disney World, no, that's just too much. Like we've been to Legoland like freaking I don't know how many times because it's easy to get free tickets there. You just gotta know somebody that works there because they get
we
like
have a
6
Lego,
or 8.
we have a Legoland here about 35 miles, 40 miles from us
The
here.
ones from my house is literally a mile and a half down the road.
Holy mackerels.
And the guy, like I said, if you know somebody that works there, they get like 6 or 8 tickets free every year for they can give them to whoever they want.
Mhm.
And we know a couple older people that work there that don't have no kids or anything, and they just always give us the ticket.
Mhm.
So we never pay to go in there.
Well, we never paid to go in there before I went, was working there. When I went to work there, working to redo the fire alarm system there in 98. And when I left in 2002 or almost 3, I haven't been back since.
Legoland's ultimate goal here where we live at is they want to expand that park. They want to be bigger than Disney World. And they are buying up properties all around the park and they keep
Mhm.
expanding and expanding. The park has expanded so much in the past 2 years. Like it's just getting bigger and bigger every year. They have this whole like little resort across the street from the park.
Mhm.
And all the little cabins look like they're made out of Legos and stuff.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. Matter of fact, I have a video of it on my old channel. Let me see if I can
I
find it.
know the Legoland down here that they have a hotel and it's all done Legos.
I got an old video of it that I flew there a couple of years back. It was actually during COVID because they were shut down. So I flew over it.
Yeah, with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they used to get all kinds of free tickets. Now it is so limited to what they can have. Before you just go up there and you'd meet them at the front gate. And you'd go up, they come over there, they just bring up their card, they'd hold their card up and they'd scan their card and everybody would just walk in and that was it. Now it's only so many free tickets and most of it is restricted dates.
Video, come on.
You know who had season passes and it was really funny was Ken Dono. I was chatting back and forth with him. And especially in the pandemic, when they've opened back up, that place was like a ghost town. He says you wouldn't even wait in line. You could get off and get on a ride and turn around and get right back on again.
Yeah, because people weren't as keen to going back into public yet.
Yeah,
Well,
they
at
were
least-
definitely getting their money for it.
Let's see here.
But I think they were close to like $500 a ticket. Or $5 something a ticket. I don't know how much season passes are now.
Hmm. Here we go. This. God. Don't mind my shitty editing from like 2 years ago. But yeah, right here is their little resort that they built.
Oh,
Now
cool.
the park is over this way.
Over the right.
Yeah, it's over in that area. But yeah, it's all these little houses and stuff. But and then I've had to go up when I worked for the gas company, I had to go in here a bunch of times.
Uh-huh.
Because they have gas meters hidden all throughout here. They got like about 10 or 15 of them in there. But yeah, Legoland's right across this street over here. But yeah, it's I don't know if I got a shot of Legoland or not. Here's me coming into it. That kind of gives you a better view. But right here, the Legoland bought this piece of property as well.
Uh-huh.
And if you drive down this street, it goes straight across this main highway you see right here, up here.
Uh-huh.
And and Legoland's right on the other side. So it's like maybe less than a quarter mile. But yeah, that actually used to be an old Kmart right there. And they tore the whole building down. And then there's a Publix right there. But they're starting to build something there now, finally, like 2 years later. Yeah, it's a
Well,
hotel.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember, we had the pandemic and everything else, and the price of building anything was through the roof. It's kind of come back now.
I don't know, did I get a shot? I don't think I did. Maybe I did get a shot of Legoland. Did I turn all the way around? Oh yeah, because there's the Legoland parking lot there. Yep, there's Legoland right there.
Oh, okay.
But then now, This is like what, over a little over 2 years ago. This is all big park itself now as well. They filled in half of the parking lot and made another, they expanded onto the park. Cause what this used to be was Cypress Gardens, theme park. And they had like protected gardens in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the agreement with Legoland was if they bought the property, they had to maintain those gardens. So when you go in there, they have these like really beautiful gardens with all these exotic plants and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, they actually bring in a lot of money for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they bought all this property right here. And then that's the road that goes to the resort. And they're trying to buy up all this property over on this side too. They're trying to get the people out of there. Oh yeah, and then you go back, right here was a massive ass sinkhole,
Mm.
like right in this area here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a huge, massive sinkhole. And it was probably about 30, 40 feet wide.
Uh-huh.
And it swallowed half the freaking parking lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I wish I would have gotten a shot of that. But yeah, Legoland looks nothing like that now. It's like looks 4 times as that size now. But yeah, it's a Alright. Yeah, it's definitely growing here like a weed. Like I said, we're probably gonna be Orlando in less than 5 years.
Well, that's good and bad.
Well, you're seeing towns now that haven't had growth in 30, 40 years, and now all of a sudden they're 3 times the size they were 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's little towns around here that haven't seen growth in years, decades. And now there's just nonstop building. Like I said, one of the good things though is they're not like repurposing old infrastructure. They're just ripping everything out and putting all new shit in.
Uh-huh.
All the way down to the sewers. Like they're ripping everything up. Buildings, they're just tearing down and rebuild.
That's what they're doing here. It's all the like over by the commercial building that I manage over there. It's the same way. Those were all light industrial commercial buildings, single story or 2-story tilt up concrete buildings. And that's what they're doing. They bought them in, like the one I was just talking about earlier, the 309 units. It was one of the most popular tire shops in the whole South Orange County area. People were coming up and go, what happened to Tucker Tire? They're gone. They owned the building and they had other tenants within their building, a couple of them, but the rest of them were like small units, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 square foot units that were divided up in there. And they had all these different tenants in there, just mowed it all down.
Yeah, that's what they're doing here. If a company comes in and buys a piece of property,
Mhm.
they don't even fuck with the building. Even if it's the size they need, they're not even messing with it. They're just
Well,
tearing it down.
the problem is that we have here is it's called, you can only go up. We can't go out. You're stuck to and limited to the acreage that you can get.
And it's a lot harder to repurpose.
And
building.
when they built the 249 units next to the building that I manage, the average price per acre, there was almost 5 point some odd acres that they bought for that, was 4.7 million an acre.
Jesus. I just want a chunk of that. Give me like a 20-foot by 20-foot section and give me a couple $100,000.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's like what the house here is valued. When I bought this house, it was $169,000. And now they're saying it's, almost 1.5. And I'm going, no way, it isn't. It's not worth anything until you have cash in hand. So
They offered a guy at the end of Cypress Gardens in 27 here where I live. The Cypress Gardens is the main heart of the city.
yeah.
And the properties are getting less and less available now along that stretch of road. And that road's only about 6 or 7 miles long.
Mhm.
And it's getting to the very end. There's a big cattle farm there.
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently they offered that guy like $5 million for his property and he turned it down. I'd have said, screw that, get rid of the cattle, give me the 5 million, I'm out.
Wow.
But you know, the longer he sits on it, the more money they're gonna offer him for it.
Oh, sure.
Eventually he's gonna be the last piece of property available on that strip of road. There was a family that had a house on that road, right?
Okay.
It's been there since like the 50s or 60s. It was all dilapidated and they had ran a little fruit stand out in front of it. But
Uh-huh.
they didn't use the house for nothing. They just owned the property. They got like, I want to say like $700,000 or $800,000 for that acre of property.
Uh-huh.
And it was just a dilapidated house that they haven't done shit with in 30 years. It's just been sitting there slowly decaying in on itself. And
Oh, yeah.
the family would just run this little fruit stand out in front of it, but they lived in another area, a
Mm-hmm.
different area. Yeah, so they made out. But if I was them, I would have sat on that property till it was the last piece. I wouldn't have sold it. Because they probably could have got 3 times as much for it.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous for what the stuff is going for.
I would love to own a piece of property on that road. What's up, Andrew? Sorry, nobody can give you a wrench. Paul left.
Yeah, Paul's not here to arrange.
I'm in control of the stream, but not YouTube.
Hello, Andrew.
Just
Yeah,
don't put it.
bless you. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All it is money, 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 money.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time for me to.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off too. So Xandri's the only one that's really said anything in like 30 minutes. So.
I think it's
But-
time for me to pay out. So I'm gonna.
All right. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys
Okay.
again in the morning, I guess. Later,
Take care,
everybody.
guys. Good to
Later.
see